Hey y'all, welcome to Valentine TV. I know this is early for me. It's early for me. It's evening, but it's still early to me. But anyway, the reaction today is coming from the truth is if you're watching this, try to watch it on 1.25, the speed 1.25, okay? And y'all, the it's coming from the truth is this is Valentine TV. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you see a hype button, hype up the video. I have been wondering what Kodak Black was. I had been wondering, and just so happened when I came on here, I saw this and I saw Kodak Black's name in it, right? And I was like, not Kodak Black. Anyway, I'm gonna let the truth is talk, and then I'll come back with my reaction, y'all, because this is a trip right here. Please don't turn off this video, please.
On the morning of Friday, September 17, 2021, the body of a man was found in the front yard of a vacant home in Hallandale Beach, Florida. The man was identified as Wisdom Williams, who went by the name of Wiz the Wizard. He was a rapper who was once good friends with Kodak Black and was even signed to his record label Sniper Gang. Initially, his death remained a mystery with very little information being revealed. But while the authorities weren't talking, the streets were, with rumors of a possible hit quickly circulating in the streets that eventually crept its way onto the internet. People were saying that Wiz the Wizard wasn't a random casualty of street violence. No, they were saying he was targeted by someone he knew, someone who was once very close to him.
Do y'all remember Wiz the Wiz? Do y'all remember him? When they used to show Kodak Black walking around in his neighborhood and stuff, jumping on the walls when he was with the little streamer dude with the blonde hair that was scared of heights that night. But anyway, that looked like the same house that they was walking around through the neighborhood and stuff like that, man. Kodak Black, I don't know.
The hit was ordered by none other than his close friend and boss, Kodak Black. While this is what the streets were saying, it didn't seem like it led to anything legally. For years, the murder remained unsolved and his suspect wasn't identified. But now that seems to have all changed, as new information has surfaced that might just prove Kodak paid to get rid of him and even might have had another body as well. Today, I will show exactly why the internet has come to believe Kodak got rid of his own close friend of over 10 years. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to...
This is a freaking trip. Y'all.
The truth is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about Kodak's possible ties to the death of his former artist and friend of 10 years, Wiz the Wizard. Let's get right into it. On March 21st, 2021, Kodak dropped a song with his artist Wiz the Wizard and his cousin Wham, who were both signed to his label Sniper Gang. The song was seen as one of their big debuts under the label. Kodak, Wiz the Wizard, and Wham could all be seen in the music video, rapping alongside of each other. But little did they know that the man they were standing next to would be the cause of their demise. Just a few months after this music video dropped, Wiz the Wizard's body was found. Then, just a few months ago in August of this year, Wham was also found dead. The one man standing in the center of it all was Kodak Black, with all signs pointing to him as the man responsible. The reason people believe Kodak had these men eliminated was due to issues he was having with Wiz the Wizard before his death, and with Wham before his death. Both rappers publicly called out Kodak before their untimely passing. Wiz the Wizard's death was the most disturbing because he was so close to Kodak. According to Kodak, they were friends for over 10 years. When Kodak was pardoned by Trump in 2021, he was seen...
What was Kodak pardoned for? If y'all know, put in the chat. Why was he pardoned? For what? And how did he get pardoned? Because Trump, man, you got to be high level to get up at a Trump. You know what I'm saying? How did he hook up with Trump in the first place? This is weird. Y'all, this is weird.
Hanging out with Wiz the Wizard. He had signed with Wiz alongside of Wham and Psycho Bob when he got out of prison.
That was Z10.
Zone 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said Kodak shot you out in the song. So y'all been cool.
Yeah, that's my nigga. That's my nigga.
Okay. So you got a Sniper Gang team. You signed a Sniper Gang?
Yeah. Y'all let them.
All that.
Yeah, all that.
Okay. And this was after you got released or before?
Nah, man, I've been Sniper Gang, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You feel me? Streetwise, they ain't know, you feel what I'm saying?
Okay. But out of nowhere, tensions grew between the two, and it ended terribly for Wiz. The beef dates back to not long after they released that music video together. Wiz started calling Kodak out after another one of his artists, Jackboy, had also called them out. Wiz had gone on social media complaining that Kodak had only signed them for $30,000 and that he wanted out of the deal. He then said he would buy out of his deal for $100K.
Dang. He said he'll buy out of his own deal. Oh, how you sign a deal for 30K and that's your supposed to be your best friend? Over 10 years. Come on, Kodak. What's up, Kodak? What's going on? Where you at?
I can't sign to the label because somebody blocking me. I gotta get out this contract first. They don't want to let me out the contract. They don't need. I'll buy myself out my contract. They don't even want me to buy me out the contract. I ain't even know I signed. I ain't even know I signed for $30,000. Whole time I signed for $30,000. I ain't even know it.
That mean he must have some money not to even know.
I'll buy myself out my contract right now. They don't want me to do. They don't want to do that because they know I'm pressure. You heard? They know if they let me go, I'm pressure regardless.
Kodak refused the offer, and the situation worsened from there.
What the contract fee, homie? I ain't even play with.
Y'all, I can't understand what Kodak's saying. Now this Kodak talking. Let's see what he's saying.
30 racks. Either way it go, bet you we ain't used to 30 racks. This is what the problem is. They get a few dollars and feel like they rich. You know what I'm saying? And go to try to buy all kind of shit, and they and be broke in a week and be begging again. You know what I'm saying? You can't spend like you me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to buy the contract, bitch. You avoiding everything else but that contract. You talking about everything but that contract, bro. We not beefing, brother. We all know that, bro. You my brother, bro. It ain't that deep. We can link up and fight. If that was the case. It ain't that deep. We ain't got no problem with each other, bro. You tripping, bro.
He said, "Dang, shoot, you can get out the deal. Ain't no beef. Ain't no beef. If it was a beef, then y'all go and y'all do get the fade. But no, somebody had to go lower. Whoever, I don't know who, had to go lower and bring out the pow instead of just going and, doing boxing, catching the fade. Let's see who wins.
I want to get out my contract.
Crazy.
What we doing?
Eventually, Wiz the Wizard was full on dissing Kodak.
In this, I don't want to be your friends, your brother, your rap friend, none of that shit, man. Niggas have whole ass ways. Y'all have attitudes like females, man, like girls, man. Should have had, man. Wrong with you, man. Y'all finished by, man. That, man. Y'all that all that mixed me with that. Man, y'all ain't that business that's dead, man. Most deaf. And living like that. I'm living like that. Man. Now I run to tell that.
And the next thing you know, his body was found in front of an abandoned home nearby, or his brother's body was found some time back. He was hit multiple times in the head and back, and then his body was dumped in the front.
So that was two brothers. That was two freaking brothers, y'all. Them look like young dudes. Kodak, where you at? You better come say something.
Of the house. Initially, people thought that what happened to Wiz was connected to a street beef he had with a man named HMT Trey and the Diana Hot Boys gang. But eventually, the blame shifted to Kodak Black. The very next day after Wiz died, Kodak donated $20,000 to a charity. He gave a speech at this charity event where he mentioned Wiz the Wizard.
Stuff like this allow me to be a little peaceful for those people and stuff like that. The stuff with Jennifer, it touched me because, my beautiful girlfriend, she was expecting my daughter soon in a few months. So I put myself man, that's crazy. That could be anybody. And, I just lost a friend, a very close friend for we've been friends for over 10 years. I just lost him yesterday. He got a beautiful baby girl too. So it's
and he just mentioned Wiz just now. Just lost a friend of over 10 years yesterday. But you can, man, Kodak.
It's crazy.
And he got a little girl too.
And stuff like that. It's hard. I've been dealing with loss my whole life. My cousin's funeral was yesterday too. So, it's crazy. Everybody put up with and deal with stuff in different ways and all that. At the end of the day, we got to.
People saw this as odd because Wiz and Kodak weren't on good terms. People quickly realized Kodak was taunting and trolling Wiz the Wizard's death, something he would continue to do from that moment on.
Kodak.
Yeah, long live family. Long live that boy.
That's messed up. Y'all see that? Now he did laugh. Oh my Kodak.
You hear me?
God.
Y'all talking about long living. Yeah, long living.
The streets quickly started talking, and it was being alleged that Kodak put a $20,000 bounty on Wiz the Wizard's head. While this is what was spreading around, it was never proven. But that didn't stop Kodak from essentially confessing to being behind it in his own music. In 2022, Kodak dropped a song called I Wish, where he...
Sorry, y'all. Let me move this right quick. All right, there it is. Y'all, do y'all think Kodak had something to do with it? If you do, just let me know in the comments. Please be nice. Be nice in the comments, okay?
Rapped some very suspicious lines that were seemingly about Wiz the Wizard. Song he rapped, "On my soul, I believe Little Crick. I hate that I fell out with Wiz. You did what you did, so I did what I did. I don't lie, but I still and I kill." In this bar, Kodak was clearly talking about his issues with Wiz the Wizard. He clearly said Wiz's name and alludes to having done something to him, which is pretty obvious he's referring to getting rid of Wiz the Wizard because of something he did to him. Most assume that he did this because he was trying to get himself out of the deal, but the reality might be much darker. While Kodak was beefing with Wiz the Wizard, he was also having issues with his other artist, Jackboy. It seemed Kodak wanted to do Jackboy the same way he did Wiz the Wizard. So Jackboy went live and told Kodak Black that he wasn't going to let him sacrifice him, alluding to the fact that Kodak has sackrificed someone else on the label.
Let you out on some wild party. Boy, you ain't about to sacrifice me, boy.
Everyone saw this as Jackboy alluding to Kodak.
Shoot, Jackboy, I think that's what his name, right? Well, him. He said, "You ain't gonna sacrifice me, boy." You know what I'm saying? So he put it out there. So if something happened to him, we gonna know. And then another dude's supposed to do it too.
Kodak's role in what happened to Wiz the Wizard, suggesting that Kodak sacrificed Wiz to continue to succeed, which is interesting because around this time, Kodak literally sent Jackboy a coded threat, essentially telling him that what happened to Wiz the Wizard could happen to him if he didn't repair the
What? Effed up feeling when you can't even explain how you feeling, even when you do or try to get judged by your feelings. Kodak shared hours after tweeting, "Long live the wizard." He continued writing, then funerals turned to photo shoots. You can't even grieve in peace. Oh Lord. And then the other one, I'm just gonna skip to the other one, y'all. Y'all can keep reading whatever. Look, let's use this as a wake-up call. At Jackboy, he wrote, "Blank, get real. Crazy real quick out here. Unexpectedly." And F, oh Lord, this distant love, ninja. Come give me a hug, ninja. Oh my God.
Relationship. After this, the beef only escalated as some people believe Kodak might have been behind an attempt on Jackboy as he was ambushed and another man close to.
Look at that. Kodak Black. Jackboy feud leads to 13 arrests in Delhi, Florida. Drive. Okay, listen. One person was unalived and 5 were injured in a murking shooting after a Jackboy concert at the Barn in Sanford.
Him ended up being struck.
Online feud between rappers Kodak Black and Jackboy is now being blamed for bullets flying in Sanford. Both of these rappers are from the same neighborhood down in South Florida, and the shooting happened after a concert here at the Barn last year, and this woman was killed. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. Now, 13 people are behind bars, and there's still one who's out there on the loose. Fox 35 Stephanie Buffmonte joins us live with that story today. So, Stephanie, walk us through the motive here.
So there was a public argument between two rappers on social media. Detectives believe a local gang wanted to prove themselves by shooting one of those rappers while they were performing here in Sanford. But ultimately, 6 innocent victims were shot. Now, this photo that's coming up on your screen, this is Princess Tulliver. She was in that drive-by shooting. 5 others were hurt. The sheriff says rapper Jackboy had a concert at the Barn in Sanford back in January 2023. Jackboy left in an SUV, and a group with him left in a Mercedes Sprinter van, and they were driving behind him on Reinhardt Road when the shots rang out.
Jackboy wasn't the only person to say this about Kodak. A man by the name of G1 the Don, who is Kodak Black's cousin, made a cryptic video that seems to be about Kodak. In the video, he referred to someone sacrificing their entire team. He even suggested that this person who would sacrifice his whole team knew what he had signed up for.
Tell you something, man. Y'all new generation, man. You cannot go around sacrificing your whole team. The next thing you know, when you're lonely, you go around and tweet about like you going through postpartum depression. Shut up. You know what you were signing into.
This is quite
So Kodak Kodak Black just acting like he ain't all there, right? And when he really is, and he doing what he doing because he know what he got to do. I know our man Kodak. Well, bye Kodak. I used to like you, Kodak, because I thought you was cool with your goofy self, and come to find out you ain't really goofy. You just that's it.
interesting as Kodak literally had just been pardoned by the literal president of the United States. If Kodak wasn't in the club before that moment, he definitely was after that. His price for that pardon was likely an offering of a loved one like a family member or a close friend. That friend could have been Wiz the Wizard, considering that Kodak basically confessed to it in his song. And also both Jackboy and Kodak's own cousin suggested he sacrifice his own artist. It's not far-fetched to believe that's exactly what happened, as Kodak has literally rapped about sacrificing his own people in his song called Testimony. In Testimony, he rapped, "I've sacrificed my people because none of my people see the best in me. They want me slinging metal like the devil, but I'm heaven sent." In another one of Kodak's song with Latin rapper Anuel, Kodak literally raps about being evil and drinking blood. Even though there was so much proof suggesting Kodak did it, he was never pursued criminally for the death of Wiz the Wizard. Instead, it seemed like he might have not been responsible after all, as eventually Wiz the Wizard's rival HMT Trey would be arrested in connection with the death of Wiz the Wizard in November of last year.
Yeah, they arrested 8 suspected gang members.
I don't
One
know about all
murders
that.
and multiple shootings. Local 10 Sanella Sabovic is live with the details of this month's-long investigation. Sanella.
Following this months-long investigation, the Broward Sheriff's Office making a big bust, arresting 8 gang members they say are violent. I want to get you straight to their mugshots. This has been a multi-agency effort. Again, all 8 gang members have been indicted on 33 counts that include charges of murder, attempted murder, and racketeering. The defendants are Sigmund Brown, Tavares Johnson, Gerard Charles, Vondarius Davis, 16-year-old Raja Roll, Tyreek Jackson, Jared McCabe, and Trayvon Key.
The authorities believe that he was the one who took out Wiz personally. To many, this seemed to completely clear Kodak from the situation. At least some people thought. But now, recently, some information was revealed that seems to prove Kodak had some involvement in this. Recently, the YouTuber 1090 Jake, who is known for digging up paperwork on rappers, made a video on Kodak where he shows a...
Okay, yeah, we're gonna watch this because he got the paperwork. But yeah, we have to watch out. Cause I've been hearing stuff about 1090 Jake and, you know... So I ain't saying this is false information. I'm just saying.
Official that seems to confirm the rumors that Kodak had something to do with what happened to Wiz the Wizard. The paperwork that 1090 Jake shows states that the police recovered a conversation between the suspect and another individual where they were talking about Kodak Black placing a $20,000 bounty on Wiz the Wizard's head.
But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the paperwork, and I'm not just going to show y'all the paperwork. I'm gonna
Ooh, and y'all remember at the fundraiser, that's how much Kodak Black donated to the fundraiser. Remember when he was up talking about his girlfriend was about to have a baby? Yeah, he donated, I think, $20,000.
show y'all how to find the paperwork. We're going to read through it together because these are some serious allegations. I don't want you thinking I'm making this up. This is on the actual court site, reading from a police investigation. So this is the Broward County Clerk of Court's website, and this right here is Sigmund Brown's case. Count 17, Sig was charged with accessory after the fact with a gang enhancement, alleging he assisted Trayvon Key to avoid arrest after the murder of Wisdom Williams, aka Wiz the Wizard. This is a first-degree felony punishable by up to life. On the morning of September 17, 2021, the body of Wisdom Williams, aka Wiz the Wizard, was discovered in the front yard of a home in Hollandale Beach. Mr. Williams was a documented member of the Zone 10 gang and was being investigated by detectives of the BSO gang task force. Evidence suggests Williams was transported to the area in a gray Charger where his body was left in the yard in Hollandale. The gray Charger was later discovered to have been intentionally burned in a parking lot of a residential area in North Lauderdale. On August 3rd, 2021, Liberia 6 phone communicated with Denzel Sanon via telegram, indicating Kodak Black had offered the Grand Mafia $20,000 for the murder of Wisdom Williams. Let me read this again. On August 3rd, 2021, Liberia 6 phone communicated with Denzel Sanon via telegram, indicating Kodak Black offered the Grand Mafia $20,000 for the murder of Wisdom Williams.
Oh, Lord. And y'all make sure y'all stop this and read it for yourself too.
And if true, this is hardly evidence Brown was paid any money for assisting in the homicide or helping HMT Trey avoid arrest. Let me break this down. For one, for all you internet detectives, Kodak Black, yeah, they write all the time on real paperwork. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean it's any less legit. We're literally on the website from the Broward County Clerk. This is real paperwork, right? Now this says, even if true, this is hardly evidence Brown was paid any money for assisting in the homicide or helping Key avoid arrest. This is written by Liberia Sig's lawyer. This is basically his motion to get him bond. So he's saying, look, y'all found a text saying from this guy that, you know, Kodak was offering $20K to get this dude killed. But that doesn't mean my client was ever paid for the murder that happened or had any assist in the murder. So he is not clearing Kodak Black's face. He's clearing his client, saying, look, he might have got offered money, but that doesn't mean he was ever paid.
That's what this lawyer said.
If they investigate Kodak, even if no money was paid, that's still a conspiracy to commit murder by offering to pay money for a body. This can get very deep.
That's like Dirk, right? They saying Dirk had put a hit out on, you know, a thing out on somebody They saying the same thing about Kodak. That's what I'm getting out of the whole thing. That Kodak had two of his people that sing with him. Like, that's what I'm hearing. What y'all hearing? What y'all
As you heard for
think?
yourself, the authorities themselves saw a conversation that would indicate Kodak placed a bounty on Wiz the Wizard's head. Think about that. Just a few months after Kodak got pardoned, he allegedly paid to get his own close friend taken out. He then makes a song claiming that he did it as well. Now, if you remember in the video Righteous Rappers, Kodak was seen alongside of Wiz the Wizard and Wham. Well, the same thing that happened to Wiz the Wizard seems to have happened to Wham as well. After Wiz the Wizard died, Wham started beefing with Kodak as Wiz was his cousin. And just a few months back in August, Wham was also eliminated.
Now searching for the shooter who gunned down a man in Hallandale Beach, and we've learned that victim was a local rapper. Local 10's Rashlo has the latest now from that scene.
We saw Hallandale Beach police out here throughout the day investigating, trying to solve this case where a young man, 25 years old, had his life taken. According to witnesses, he was a rapper. We did look into his history. He has been arrested in the past. Police say this is very much an ongoing investigation.
Hallandale Beach police still on the scene Friday morning, searching for clues, going door to door, trying to solve a murder. Bullets flying Thursday night, and this guy says bullets hit his house. All happened on the 500 block of Northwest 6th Avenue. 25-year-old Brandon Whamley was transported to a nearby hospital. He passed away. Witnesses say the victim is a rapper known as Wham Spin the Bin.
And again, people believe Kodak might have been involved. Now, obviously, Kodak didn't make it to a level where he would get a pardon from the president for free. We know what it costs to be at that level. Kodak has truly done some evil things. And this is what people are supporting when they support Kodak. A man who is willing to sacrifice his own artist and then brag about it in his music. You can clearly see who guided Kodak in his pursuit of fame and success. And it wasn't God. The man filled his videos with demonic imagery because this is who he truly was. In the last few years, Kodak seems to be falling apart, always appearing strung out and barely functioning. He seems to be drowning out the guilt of what he did to his own people. Now, he's just another soulless rapper leading the blind to a burn.
You can't there and drink or smoke or nothing. Them memories away. Man, if you did that, Kodak, man, that's a demon. He a true demon. Demon.
End. It seems that Kodak got rid of his artists, possibly sacrificed them to continue his success. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you.
Man, Kodak, that don't make no sense, man. You did that, your so-called best friend of over 10 years, man. Y'all, me and Kodak, I always looked at him because he was funny and goofy and always doing strange stuff. So, yeah, that kept my attention when I didn't have nothing else to watch. But now, I wouldn't watch you. I don't care if you fell off the back of a truck. Okay. That's just me talking. It's early morning, first video of the day. Tell me what y'all think about Kodak. And where is Kodak? I ain't seen him in a while. But anyway, that's all I got, y'all. This just a pitiful. People could have had a world, but no, they got to go pow. And people, instead of doing it the right way, the legal way, catch a fade. You didn't think you could beat the homeboy of over 10 years. You thought he was going to take some of that hair off your head. You had to do the unthinkable. All right, y'all. That's all I got. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. I'm back at working again, y'all. So 7A to 7P and sometimes 7P to 7A. I don't know. Y'all just look over the way I look, but I always play my videos on 1.25. So yeah, so it'll just speed right along. Okay. Thank y'all so much for joining Valentine TV. I appreciate it. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.